everybody, BUCKSGEARBOX. Welcome to the table. Hey everybody, BUCKSGEARBOX. Welcome to the table. It's empty because this is just an announcement. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing another giveaway. I'm about to hit the 500 subscriber mark here on YouTube, which I can't thank you guys enough for. So cool. And because of that, I'm going to do a giveaway. It's going to be a knife and it's going to be a cool one. Don't know what yet, but pay attention here for more details. It'll be in the coming months. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hey everyone, BUCKSGEARBOX. Welcome back to the table. Today we're looking at the Spartan Harsey Folder 3-inch version, 3.25-inch version. Spartan Blades teamed up with William Harsey Jr., Bill Harsey, and now we have the Spartan Harsey Folder, or SHF for short, Chuckles. I believe this started back in 2016, and then somewhere around 2020 they did something new, and now we have it in two sizes. And I've done a video overview of the 4-inch version, full-size knife, and we'll get that out here in a minute because we're going to compare and contrast these, because this is the small guy. This is the little brother, 3.25-inch blade, and a little bit more designed for everyday carry. Here's a quick look at the packaging, if I can hold it without dropping it. I wanted to show you exactly what we've got here, and feel free to pause that and read it if you would like. In the box, it's pretty simple. It comes with a sticker, a case, and a couple of pieces of foam to keep the knife good and safe. And there you have it. That's the packaging for you. And here's the knife. As we go through some of the specs, I want to directly compare it to the full size, the 4-inch bladed version of the Spartan Harsey Folder. I've already done a review on this as I shared, or not really a review, but an overview. So we're not going to talk about this one that much. I just want to show you the differences between the two. There are just a few. This is essentially the little version, more EDC friendly version of the same knife, but there are some differences. So anyway, let's talk about the obvious difference is the size. 3.25 inches on this blade, 4 inches on this. The overall length is just over 7 inches, and the overall length of the big guy is like almost 9 inches. So pretty stark differences in the size, even down to the blade thickness. Check these out side by side. Pretty big difference. I don't know if I can get them a little bit closer. Yeah, the blade stock is quite a bit different there, right? And let's see, I think the blade thickness on the little guy is 0.125, and the thickness on the big guy is 0.154. So a little bit different for sure. They're both CPM S45VN stainless steel blades, drop points, flat ground, stone washed. Very similar. The titanium of the frame, this is where we start seeing a little bit of a difference. This one, I believe, is a stone washed finish on the full size. This one, to me, to my eyes, looks more like a bead blasted finish. There's definitely some blasting going on there. It's not completely clean or anything, but it's very tiny. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer so you can see. The wash is just a little bit more subtle. So I think this is kind of a bead blasted look. Here they are close up if you want to see. See, just a little bit of difference there, right? Both look great, but yep, there's just a little bit of a difference. Everything is titanium on both of these except for the pivot screw and the pin. And the weight difference is pretty stark as well. This one is almost 6 ounces. This one is just under 3. So about half the weight of the big guy. So that's an interesting comparison as well. These are both frame locks. I'm just going to get the little guy out here so you can see. Both frame locks running on bronze washers, super smooth action. You can kind of slow roll them out. You can flick them. Some interesting design on the pivot that also acts like an over travel stop. I like that design. It's pretty cool stuff. Wanted you to check out the jimping on this little knife here. It is pretty aggressive for a smaller knife, but these are known as hard use knives for sure. And it's definitely a little bit more tame than it is on the big guy for sure. You know, a little bit less aggressive, appropriate for its size for sure. Let's see, there's some down here as well. You can see the differences there. Pretty cool on the thumb ramp for sure. Just wanted to show that to you. Let's see what else. The pocket clip is fully ambidextrous. You can flip sides, and it has thumb studs on both sides so that lefties are not left out. The cutouts on the SHFs are extremely well done as well. There's some texture in there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's pretty subtle, but it's there. Yeah, you can tell it's there. It's a little bit like a dragon scale, a little bit in there. And it's on the big guy too. And that also lends itself well to ambidextrous carry. So nobody's really left out on these knives, which is really, really cool. The lockup is solid on both, but it is much more dramatic on the big guy. You can see it goes a little bit farther in there. They're both fine. Neither of these is going to be a bad purchase because of the lockup differences, that's for sure. It's very solid, but they are different, so I want to show it to you. Some of the graphic design placement is different. The same graphics, the same elements, like the signature, USA, the Spartan symbol, the steel, all that's on here, just like it is on the big one, but they're in different places. So you can see there's nothing up there, and there's more of the stamps on the blade itself. So a couple of differences there for sure. These blades themselves are a bit different. These knives are not exactly the same. That's something that I think is important to point out. This is not just a shrunken down version of the same exact knife, although they are iterations for sure of the same family. But the blade shapes, it's kind of hard to tell. They're different in interesting small ways that you can't notice like right away, but you can tell that the blade is cut a little bit differently. Where the jimping is, the shape is just a little bit different. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think they did their best to make the little knife feel like the big one, but also be its own thing for the appropriateness of its size, you know what I mean? So just a little bit of kind of tiny differences there, especially up by the thumb ramp. And then I noticed as well, the corners are a little bit different on the scales as well. A little less angular on this one. And obviously not cut off like this guy is. The blade sticks out a little bit more on the big one. Yep. Obviously, none of that is a bad thing. It's just different, and I wanted to point those things out. As a matter of fact, I kind of like that, because that means that they didn't just get in their design software and just shrink it down and print it out. Spit it out basically as the little version of the same exact thing. They made this its own knife, which is, they designed this to be a small version of this knife, but they took some time to design it so that it would fit the shape well, right? So that's pretty cool. The only thing about these knives that I would change is the sharp edges on the lock bars. It's just kind of sharp on your skin when you go to engage the lock, when you interact with it. And the sharpness on the inside corners of the jimping is a little bit, it'll just wear your skin out just a tad. It's not a big deal. I have lots of knives that I love that have the same exact thing going on, but it is something to be aware of. Your thumb can get a little bit sore if you're just sitting around and flicking this thing open and closing it. Ask me how I know. So that's something to keep in mind. I wanted to do some other size comparisons of this knife, and then that will be it. Obviously, here's one more shot of big brother, little brother together. And I thought this was interesting to show kind of the size differences between, say, the full-size Sebenza and the small Sebenza in comparison let's see, to the full size and small size Spartan Harsey Folder, because there's a bit of a dramatic difference, really. The Harsey Folder is obviously bigger than the full size Sebenza. These are very similar, but the differences between the two siblings, if you will, is, you know, it's notable. It's interesting. Not bad, just interesting. All right, we'll put these guys away now, and let's see some knives that everybody is familiar with as far as size goes. Here's the full size Spyderco PM2, quite a bit bigger. Here's a pair of 3. It's about the same size as a pair of 3. Very, very similar, obviously not in depth, but in length. And yeah, just wanted to show those side by side. What else do I have handy here? I've got a native. I believe I have a Delica right there as well. And I feel like these are all kind of similar sized knives. For sure. I need to clean that Delica. That thing is nasty. All right, putting those up. And one more that I like to compare in a lot of these videos because I use it a lot is my ProTech Malibu. It's a little bit bigger than the Spartan Harsey 325. And while I have it here, let's put it up against the Tour Merchant 2.0. A little bit smaller than that knife. Just did a video on this one. Very cool knife. And that's it. I hope that this video has helped out in some way. I'm really excited about both of these knives. I will be keeping both in the rotation and carrying both for sure. I think this is going to be a great everyday carry version of the Spartan Harsey Folder, the SHF. And yeah, I'm already really digging it, only after carrying it for probably just 3 or 4 days now. There you have it. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching my videos. More information about the giveaway is coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.